Things started simple for Commander Video. He began his journey with a premise you could explain with no more than 10 words, only 2 of which are verbs. Bring together Pong and Guitar Hero, throw in some LSD. You see, you didn't have to be some hardcore gamer to understand BIT.TRIP Beat, the first release in the BIT.TRIP series and the world's introduction to the retro stylings of Commander Video. But when the Commander returned in the follow-up, BIT.TRIP Core, well, things got a little more complicated. The game was still spectacular, but it didn't have the immediate, universal appeal that made Beat such a definitive WiiWare title. Fortunately, no matter how many pixels you're comprised of, the third time is always a charm, a cliche to which the Commander can quite triumphantly attest. This is the incredible BIT.TRIP Void. The third release in the 6-game BIT.TRIP saga, Void is interactive hypnosis. This game has always been my favorite BIT.TRIP title, and that's because no other game under that banner has delivered the kind of complete sensory experience Void so effortlessly does. And in a series like BIT.TRIP, that's saying something. Originally released to WiiWare in 2009, Void takes the BIT.TRIP template into more new territory. Where Beat was like a modern Pong, and Core was a kind of crazy shooter, Void goes down the path to bullet hell. You are the Void, and the Void must grow. Your objective is to collect the black squares, avoid the white ones, and stay out of the grayscale nothingness of the netherworld. Void's difficulty is progressive, but it can seem to hit you all at once, and that's probably because you're too mesmerized to notice it before. The collect and avoid mechanic is elaborated upon with really interesting power-ups as well, including a repellent that forces the white pellets away. And of course, Void is also a rhythm game in a sense, as everything you do adds to the game's fantastic chiptunes-inspired soundtrack. But even more so than its BIT.TRIP peers, there's something especially hypnotic about Void. The rigidity of Beat and Core, which restricted your control to horizontal and vertical lines, is completely shattered in Void. There's a sense of liberation in this game, and there are distinct differences in its look as well. That retro chaos that defined the prior games is replaced with a more subdued look in Void, a kind of elegant underscore for the game's ambient reimagining of the retro style. All the BIT.TRIP games are worth your time, but for me, this has always been the standout, the one that most effectively conveys BIT.TRIP's approach to rethinking retro. You can get it on WiiWare or as part of the compilation disc BIT.TRIP Complete, but no matter what the form, there's no escaping the hypnotic draw of the irresistible, the ethereal BIT.TRIP Void.